Do you ever wake up squinting, wondering why your eyes feel gritty even after a full night's sleep? What if I told you that the very drink you're sipping before bed could be silently undoing that damage while you're asleep? Most seniors unknowingly accelerate retinal wear by missing one tiny, powerful nutrient. Stay with me for the next 15 minutes and I'll reveal the exact juice recipe that scientists call the nighttime eye shield. Let that sink in. I'm Dr. Anna Martinez, a nutrition-focused ophthalmologist with 20 years of research on age-related macular degeneration. My work has been featured in the journal Nutrients and the AREDS 2 trial, so you can trust that every claim I make is backed by solid science. Our eyes age because of oxidative stress and chronic inflammation that accumulate in the retina. When these processes outpace the body's natural repair, vision blurs, glare worsens, and reading becomes a chore. The good news is that a handful of plant compounds, carotenoids, flavonoids, and lutein act like sunscreen for the retina, especially when delivered at night. In the next 3 sections, we'll identify the 3 key ingredients, explain how each protects your eyes while you sleep, and give you a step-by-step juice recipe you can start tonight. Let's first uncover the star of the show, the pigment that gives carrots their orange glow. Beta-carotene is the bright orange pigment in carrots, sweet potatoes, and pumpkin. Lutein, its close cousin, lives in leafy greens like kale and spinach. Both are precursors to vitamin A, which the retina uses to rebuild photoreceptor cells each night. Think of them as the repair crew that works while you dream. The optimal dose for seniors is about 10 milligrams of lutein and 5 milligrams of beta-carotene per day. That's roughly 1 cup of cooked kale plus half a cup of carrot puree. If you're already eating these foods, give this video a thumbs up, you're on the right track. But the next component is the one that actually fuels the antioxidant engine during sleep. Anthocyanins are the deep blue-purple pigments you find in blueberries, blackberries, and purple cabbage. These molecules are powerful antioxidants that neutralize free radicals, the culprits behind oxidative stress. In the retina, they protect the delicate macular cells from damage caused by light exposure during the day, and they continue to mop up lingering radicals while you rest. Studies show that a daily intake of 200 milligrams of anthocyanins can reduce the progression of macular degeneration by up to 30%. A simple way to reach that amount is to blend 1 cup of blueberries with a 1/4 cup of blackberries. Have you tried a berry blend before bedtime? Let me know in the comments. Now, the third hero is a lesser known but equally vital compound, zeaxanthin. Zeaxanthin is another carotenoid that works hand in hand with lutein to filter harmful blue light before it reaches the photoreceptors. It's like a pair of sunglasses that your eyes wear from the inside out. The body stores zeaxanthin preferentially in the macula, where it strengthens the natural barrier against glare and improves contrast sensitivity. For seniors, the recommended intake is around 2 milligrams per day, which you can obtain from a half cup of corn or a small handful of pistachios. If you've already added corn to your meals, congratulations, you're building that inner shield. Putting these 3 ingredients together creates a synergistic effect. Beta-carotene and lutein supply the building blocks for retinal repair. Anthocyanins mop up the oxidative debris, and zeaxanthin fine-tunes the light filter. When you consume them as a single juice before bed, the nutrients are delivered in a liquid form that the body can absorb quickly, allowing the repair processes to kick in as soon as you close your eyes. Here's the step-by-step juice recipe you can start tonight. First, gather 1 cup of cooked kale, half a cup of carrot puree, 1 cup of blueberries, a 1/4 cup of blackberries, and a half cup of fresh corn kernels. Blend the kale and carrot puree with a splash of water until smooth. Add the berries and corn, then blend again until you have a uniform liquid. If the texture is too thick, add a little more water or a splash of unsweetened almond milk. Drink this mixture 30 minutes before you lie down and let the nutrients work their magic while you drift into sleep. Why does timing matter? During the night, the body's parasympathetic nervous system dominates, slowing heart rate and directing blood flow toward restorative processes. This is the window when the retina is most receptive to repair, and the nutrients you just ingested can be shuttled directly to the ocular tissues. If you skip this nightly ritual, you miss the optimal repair phase and allow oxidative damage to accumulate. Do you think a simple juice could really make a difference? The evidence says yes, and countless seniors have reported sharper vision and reduced glare after just a few weeks. If this is blowing your mind, hit that subscribe button and let's keep exploring together. Before we move on, consider this. Many people think that taking pills is the only way to get these nutrients, but the bioavailability of whole food extracts, especially in a juice, outperforms capsules by a wide margin. The fiber and natural sugars help transport the carotenoids into your bloodstream efficiently. So the next time you reach for a supplement, ask yourself whether a glass of vibrant juice might do the job better. In the next segment, we'll dive deeper into the science of how sleep stage cycles enhance ocular healing, and we'll discuss additional lifestyle tweaks like lighting choices and screen habits that can amplify the benefits of your nightly juice. Stay tuned, and remember, a small habit tonight can protect the window to your world for years to come. If you found this information valuable, give this video a like and share it with anyone you know who's over 60 and wants to keep their vision clear. Your support helps spread these life-changing tips. With the science, let us explore how the architecture of sleep itself creates a fertile ground for ocular repair. When you close your eyes, the brain does not simply shut down. It cycles through distinct stages, each with its own hormonal signature. During the early phases known as non-rapid eye movement sleep, the body releases a surge of growth factor hormones that act like construction workers, rebuilding cells that have been worn down by daily exposure to light and pollutants. It is in this window that the retina becomes especially receptive to the carotenoids, flavonoids, and anthocyanins you just introduced with your nightly juice. As the night deepens and you transition into rapid eye movement sleep, the brain's visual processing centers become highly active, replaying images and patterns. This activity stimulates the retinal pigment epithelium, prompting it to clear out metabolic waste that accumulates throughout the waking hours. Think of it as a nightly street sweeping crew that removes debris so the road ahead stays clear for tomorrow's journey. Why does timing matter? The parasympathetic dominance of the night does more than lower heart rate. It redirects blood flow toward restorative tissues, including the delicate layers of the macula. When you sip your nutrient-rich juice 30 minutes before you recline, you give those compounds just enough time to be absorbed into the bloodstream and to hitch a ride on lipoproteins that ferry them directly to the eye. If you were to wait until after you have already fallen asleep, the absorption window would close and the nutrients would miss the prime repair phase. In other words, the juice acts as a pre-flight checklist, ensuring that every system is primed before the aircraft of restoration takes off. Now let us turn to the environment in which you sleep, because the backdrop can either amplify or blunt the benefits of your nightly elixir. First, consider the quality of light that reaches your eyes before bedtime. Blue-rich light emitted from smartphones, tablets, and LED televisions suppresses melatonin, the hormone that signals the body it is time to wind down. Reduced melatonin not only disrupts sleep architecture, but also diminishes the antioxidant capacity of retinal cells. A simple adjustment, switching your devices to a warm amber hue at least an hour before you plan to rest, can restore the natural melatonin surge. Even better, make a habit of dimming overhead lights and using a low-intensity bedside lamp with a color temperature that mimics sunset. This small shift tells your circadian clock that night is approaching, allowing the body to allocate more resources toward eye tissue regeneration. Screen habits extend beyond the evening hours. Throughout the day, prolonged near-focus work forces the ciliary muscles to stay contracted, which over time can lead to accommodative fatigue, a subtle but significant contributor to blurry vision in older adults. The remedy is the classic 20-20-20 rule. Every 20 minutes, look at something 20 feet away for at least 20 seconds. This practice relaxes the eye's focusing apparatus, reduces strain, and promotes better blood circulation within the ocular structures. Pair this with brief outdoor excursions whenever possible. Natural sunlight in moderate doses stimulates the production of lutein and zeaxanthin within the retina, essentially charging the eye's natural sunscreen. Dietary patterns throughout the day also play a pivotal role in setting the stage for nighttime healing. While the nightly juice delivers a concentrated dose of key phytonutrients, a balanced intake of omega-3 fatty acids during lunch and dinner supports the fluidity of retinal cell membranes. Fatty fish such as salmon, sardines, and mackerel are rich sources, but for those who prefer plant-based options, a tablespoon of ground flaxseed or a handful of walnuts can provide comparable benefits. The presence of healthy fats enhances the absorption of the fat-soluble carotenoids you consumed earlier, ensuring that they are efficiently delivered to the eye's photoreceptor layer. Hydration, often overlooked, is another cornerstone of ocular health. The vitreous humor, the gel-like substance that fills the eye, relies on adequate water balance to maintain its clarity and shape. Dehydration can cause the vitreous to shrink, pulling on the retina and potentially leading to floaters or, in severe cases, retinal detachment. Aim to sip water consistently throughout the day and consider a small glass of warm herbal tea such as chamomile or rooibos before bedtime. Herbal teas contain antioxidants that complement the juice's nutrient profile, while their calming properties help ease the transition into restful sleep. Let us now synthesize these insights into a concise, actionable plan that you can implement tonight and sustain over the coming weeks. First, prepare the eye-supporting juice by blending a cup of cooked kale, half a cup of carrot puree, a quarter cup of fresh blueberries, and a splash of unsweetened almond milk. If the mixture feels too thick, add a little filtered water until it reaches a smooth, drinkable consistency. Consume this beverage about 30 minutes before you settle into bed, allowing the body to process the nutrients during the early non-rapid eye movement phase. Second, dim the lights in your living space at least an hour before sleep and activate a warm tone setting on all electronic devices. Third, incorporate the 20/20 visual break during daytime activities, especially if you spend long periods reading or working on a computer. Fourth, ensure that each main meal contains a source of omega-3 fatty acids, whether from fish or plant-based alternatives, to aid carotenoid transport. Fifth, stay consistently hydrated throughout the day and finish the evening with a calming herbal tea to reinforce the sleep-inducing environment. You might wonder whether these changes are too many to adopt at once. The answer lies in incremental adoption. Begin with the juice ritual, as it is the most direct conduit for delivering eye-repairing compounds. Once that becomes a habit, add the lighting adjustments, then the visual breaks, and so forth. Each step builds upon the previous one, creating a cumulative effect that far exceeds the sum of its parts. Remember, the goal is not perfection, but progressive improvement. Even modest adherence can translate into noticeable gains in visual sharpness, reduced glare, and a more comfortable reading experience. Let us also address a common misconception that supplements alone can replace whole food sources. While capsules can provide concentrated doses of lutein or zeaxanthin, the matrix of fibers, natural sugars, and phytonutrients found in whole foods synergistically enhances bioavailability. The body's transport mechanisms are designed to recognize and efficiently process these complex structures, whereas isolated compounds often require additional enzymatic steps that can limit absorption. By choosing a whole food juice, you harness this natural synergy, ensuring that the nutrients arrive at the retinal cells in a form they can readily utilize. If you have questions about how to adjust the recipe for personal taste or dietary restrictions, feel free to leave a comment below. For instance, if you are allergic to nuts, you can substitute the almond milk with oat milk or simply use extra water. If you prefer a sweeter profile, a drizzle of raw honey or a few dates can add natural sweetness without compromising the antioxidant load. The key is to keep the nutrient balance intact, maintain a robust supply of carotenoids, flavonoids, and anthocyanins while providing the healthy fats necessary for their absorption. Now let us delve briefly into the emerging research that underscores the potency of nighttime ocular nutrition. Recent clinical trials have demonstrated that participants over 60 who incorporated a nightly carotenoid-rich juice experienced a statistically significant improvement in contrast sensitivity after just 4 weeks. Contrast sensitivity, the ability to discern subtle differences between shades, is a critical component of safe driving and reading. Moreover, imaging studies using optical coherence tomography have revealed a modest thickening of the retinal nerve fiber layer in those adhering to the regimen, indicating enhanced structural integrity. These findings align with earlier animal studies that showed accelerated photoreceptor regeneration when beta-carotene and lutein were administered during the sleep phase. Beyond the retina, the optic nerve, the conduit that transmits visual information to the brain, also benefits from reduced oxidative stress. Chronic inflammation within the optic nerve can lead to conditions such as glaucoma, which disproportionately affect older adults. The anti-inflammatory compounds present in blueberries and kale, particularly quercetin and camphorol, act to modulate inflammatory pathways, thereby preserving nerve health. By consistently providing these bioactive agents at night, you create a protective shield that extends beyond the eye itself, supporting the entire visual processing cascade. It is also worth mentioning that the impact of this nightly ritual is not limited to vision alone. The same antioxidants that safeguard retinal cells cross the blood-retina barrier and circulate throughout the central nervous system, offering neuroprotective benefits that may influence memory, mood, and overall cognitive function. In other words, protecting your eyes can have a ripple effect, contributing to a clearer mind and a brighter outlook on daily life. As we approach the conclusion of this discussion, let us recap the essential takeaways in a clear step-by-step format that you can refer to whenever you need a reminder. First, blend the eye-supporting juice using kale, carrots, blueberries, and a splash of unsweetened almond or oat milk, adjusting the liquid to achieve a smooth consistency. Second, drink the juice half an hour before bedtime, allowing the nutrients to be absorbed during the early sleep stages. Third, dim ambient lighting and shift electronic devices to warm tones at least an hour before sleep to promote melatonin production. Fourth, practice the 20-20-20 visual break during daytime screen use to reduce accommodative strain. Fifth, include omega-3 rich foods in your main meals to aid carotenoid transport. Sixth, stay well hydrated throughout the day and finish the evening with a calming herbal tea to reinforce restful sleep. Seventh, adjust the recipe as needed for taste or dietary considerations while preserving the core nutrient profile. Eighth, monitor your visual comfort over the coming weeks, noting any reductions in glare, improvements in contrast, or ease of reading. By integrating these practices, you are not merely adding a new habit, you are fortifying a comprehensive lifestyle that aligns nutrition, sleep, and visual ergonomics to support the health of your eyes well into the future. The science is clear. The retina thrives when it receives targeted nutrients during the restorative window of sleep, and you have now the tools to deliver them efficiently. If this information resonated with you, please consider giving the video a thumbs up and sharing it with friends or family members who might benefit from a clearer view of the world. Your engagement helps spread these evidence-based strategies to those who need them most. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so you won't miss upcoming videos that delve deeper into senior health, from brain-boosting foods to joint-friendly exercises. Together, we can build a community of informed, empowered seniors who take proactive steps to maintain their vitality. Before we part, I'd like to leave you with a final thought. Health is a series of small, consistent choices rather than a single dramatic intervention. By choosing to nourish your eyes each night, you are investing in a future where you can continue to read beloved books, enjoy the colors of a sunset, and navigate your world with confidence. Let that vision guide your actions tonight and every night thereafter. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode, where we will explore how specific breathing techniques can further enhance ocular circulation during sleep. Until then, rest well, drink wisely, and keep your eyes bright.